Hey guys, we are so excited to announce we are producing our own original content. Head over to the Trendy for the best DIYs, fashion tips, makeup hacks, and so much more. We are sure you're going to love it. And be sure to let us know what you think in the comment section. We love to hear from you. See you there.
We bet we're the biggest fans of the Loud House ever. We've managed to find some amazing illustrations that will show you what the young members of the Loud family will look like in the future. Make sure you watch this video until the end to see what Lana would look like as a teenager.
Hola! Did you hear about our latest addition to our family? The Richest. Espanol is the perfect place for all you native Spanish speakers out there. Don't speak Spanish? No problem. Come on over. This is the perfect place to practice. Amazing facts, interesting people, and funny pictures. Nos vemos ahí!
Now let's look at 10 Loud House characters reimagined as teenagers. Lily. Although we talk a lot about her older siblings, we never really pay much attention to the 15-month-old Lily Loud. Well, all that is about to change. We found quite a few pictures of what Lily Loud would look like as a teenager. And although we have no idea what her personality will be, we can imagine she will be just as unique as the rest of her siblings. But as we wait for her to grow up, we thought we'd give you a little sneak peek of what these talented artists think Lily would look like in her teens. The first illustration belongs to a DeviantArt user, Anton Dis, who gave Lily a school uniform and cute blonde hair. JBoy32X also made a pretty good version of what Lily will possibly look like when she's Lincoln's age. Doesn't she look adorable? We love that he kept her buck tooth. Here's another, slightly older and much bolder version of Lily, designed by Mr. Crab X10 on DeviantArt. Younger sisters love to borrow older sisters' stuff without asking, and you can clearly see her sisters had a huge influence on this version of Lily. We can even spot Leni's sunglasses. These illustrations do make us wonder what personality will Lily have in the future. Do you think she'll be anything like her brother or sisters? Lisa. The 4-year-old Lisa Loud is the second youngest in the family, but she proves that age is not important because this little one comes with unbelievable intelligence that earned her a Nobel Peace Prize. We love Lisa, and we've previously shown her what she'd look like as a boy and as a bodybuilder. But these illustrations of Lisa as a teenager are some of our favorites. Because she's so smart, Lisa is skipping grades like nobody's business. By the time she's a teenager, she'll probably get a fancy scientist job. We love her, but we also love these fantastic illustrations. Check them out. Seabart on DeviantArt gave us a pretty good preview of the 4-year-old Lisa in her teenage years with these fantastic pictures. Usually, Lisa is unamused by pretty much everything, but at 16, she is finally smiling. We knew she'd come around. Ben the Looney also managed to recreate an awesome-looking teenage Lisa. We also found this illustration by the Loud House fan, who decided to give Lisa a dress instead of her usual green sweater. She's also cracking a small smile, and she put her hair up. It's definitely surprising to see a different side of Lisa, and we can't wait to see what she'll actually look like as a teenager. We bet she'll only get smarter, and she'll probably be the world's most famous scientist. Leni. The 16-year-old Leni is the second oldest of the family, but unlike her older sister, she's much more loving and caring toward her younger siblings. She's a fashionista of the family, and although she can be very ditzy and naive, we love her for her carefree attitude. Leni Loud is already 16, but we found some amazing illustrations that show her in a slightly different teenage version of the Leni you know. We all know Leni is stylish, so here are some of the most stylish photos we've managed to find. Check out this variation, created by DragonKyle44 on DeviantArt. Mr. Crab X10 made Leni slightly taller, and Dark Mirror Emo23 made her slightly older and equipped with all her favorite accessories. But our favorite has to be this teenage version of Leni done by the Loud House fan from DeviantArt, who added a Sailor Moon outfit to her look. We can definitely see Leni modeling fashion trends like this in her teenagehood before settling on her current look, which is equally as cute. We can't decide which one of these illustrations is our favorite, but we can definitely tell you that Leni is one of our favorite characters. Seabart also created this slightly younger teenage Lori, and it looks like she's not yet added the stylish sunglasses to her iconic look. Who wouldn't want an older sister who's such a fashionista, but still good at heart? Lynn. As the sporty one of the family, the 13-year-old Lynn is the most competitive. If you have a lot of siblings, we bet there's at least one of you who loves to turn everything into a competition. You're definitely not the only one. Lynn is already a teenager, but we managed to find several versions of her looking slightly older. She definitely still looks sporty. We bet she's just as competitive. Here she is, looking as cute as ever in her sporty outfit. This image belongs to the Fresh Knight on DeviantArt, who also decided to dress Lynn up in stylish Yeezys. Seabart gave us a whole timeline of what Lynn would look like at different ages, and we love her look at 16. She seems more mature, and it's the first time we're seeing her with her hair down. And here she is as a coach. This illustration belongs to JBoy32X, and even though Lynn is 23 years old on this picture, we can see her becoming a famous coach and make her team win all championships at a much younger age. Even though Lynn's competitiveness can sometimes ruin the family fun, you have to admit the Loud family wouldn't be the same without her. She's so talented when it comes to sports. We bet she will become an Olympic champion in more than just one discipline. Luan. Of course, we can't forget about Luan. When it comes to our favorite Loud House characters, the hilarious Luan Loud is definitely one of our top 5, although all of them have their own unique and lovable personalities. She's absolutely hilarious, even though her jokes sometimes fall flat with the rest of her family. Don't worry, Luan, we get you. Luan is 14 years old, but we'll show her in different stages of her teenagehood. The first illustration belongs to JBoy32X, who made Luan look taller, but we love that she's still wearing her signature yellow outfit. Luan definitely looks older here, but we can see her looking like this as a 17-year-old. Seabart gave her slightly longer hair, but also kept her cute yellow fashion look. She looks about 15 years old, and she's totally adorable. You can't deny that Luan is one of the few characters that can definitely pull off that yellow outfit. Jump Around Jump Jump made her look younger, but doesn't she look like she's a lot of fun? Here's another picture from the same artist. She looks awesome. We can definitely see Luan becoming one of the most popular comedians out there and have her own show even as a teenager. Of course, we still expect her to continue to annoy her family with pranks and her hilarious puns. Lola. The 6-year-old Lola is a pageant diva we can't help but love. Even though Miss Lola is sometimes rough on her siblings, she's sassy and has hilarious moments that make us love her. She's one of the girliest members of the family who loves to dress up and, of course, show off her beauty in pageants. She's only 6 years old, so we found a few versions of what she'd look like as a teenager. Seabart showed us what Lola would look like at 11 and also 16. We love how she sticks to her signature pink color, and we bet she'll win over thousands of pageants by the time she's 16. And while we love her cute chipped tooth at the age of 6, it's interesting to see her full smile at 16. Nautical Pudding on DeviantArt also presented her at an older age, and we absolutely love her long blonde hair. JBoy32X made her hair even longer and gave her a cute pink headband, while Stretz turned her into a real-life princess. Doesn't she look like she'd be a perfect character for the next Disney princess? We love her tiara, her pink dress, and the long gloves. She definitely looks a lot more graceful than the feisty 6-year-old Lola we know from the Loud House. We expect her to win all kinds of beauty titles, including Miss USA. Lincoln. Can you imagine having 10 sisters with unique personalities and being the only boy in the family? The 11-year-old Lincoln has always been our favorite because we just can't believe he's managing to survive the madness that is the Loud House. Of course, he also wished to have brothers, but has seen that having sisters is a much better option. Lincoln is just about to enter his teenage years, and we found what the Loud House fans think he'll look like. Our first 2 illustrations belong to JBoy32X. You can see Lincoln definitely got taller in the first next image. Although the artist claims this is him at 21, we do see some of his features, like his longer hair, come out during his teenage years. The second image shows him with Ronnie Ann, his school crush, who was actually pretty mean to him until she admitted she likes him. We also found this ridiculously cute, slightly younger version of Lincoln created by Seabart. We love his chipped tooth, and it looks like his white hair is beginning to grow out of control. Lincoln's personality is much more chill than the rest of his siblings, but we do wonder what he'll excel at later in life. We can see him take on jobs as a writer or a video game developer, as he loves anything related to fiction. The whole family. Just in case we'll miss anyone in this video, here's an illustration was done by the talented Seabart that shows every single Loud sibling at the age of 16. Aren't they completely adorable? We love that Leni has stayed the same, but the rest of them have either grown or are looking slightly younger. Check them out! We have everyone from the youngest in the family to the oldest. Doesn't Lana look like Leni? And Lynn and Luan could practically be twins. We also found this illustration created by the talented O Nariv on Tumblr, who humanized the characters and made them slightly more real. Some of them definitely look like they've hit their teenage years. It's hard to believe that this colorful family was once a family of 25 rabbits? Yes, Chris Savino initially created the Loud House rabbit characters and eventually changed them to adorable humans we know today. This is precisely why Lincoln has white hair, and some of them feature a buck tooth. Do you think the Loud House will be on the air long enough for us to see the entire family go through their teenage stage? We'd love to see an actual Loud House family portrait once they look older, but it looks like DeviantArt's Seabart gave us a pretty good preview. We can't even imagine everything they're going to achieve once they're older. Lucy. Lucy is only 8 years old, but she's already going through a phase some of us went through as teenagers. She's always dressed in dark clothing, and she's incredibly moody. But we, of course, still love her. We adore her sarcasm, even though she's sometimes scary looking, even to her own family members. Although her older teenage look is practically the same, we do love this version of Lucy. Check it out! Jboy32X reimagined her as a quite fashionable teenage girl, even though she's still rocking her dark look. On the other hand, CB Art's version of Lucy is slightly different. While she still features her signature dark clothing, she no longer has bangs that cover up most of her face. Her hair is longer and she's wearing a dress. This DeviantArt user also showed her in a dress. We love her long dark hair and the black and white sleeve covers and leggings. We can totally see Lucy looking like this when she hits her teenage years. Master Oh Yeah from DeviantArt also illustrated her in a unique way. This Lucy sports much shorter hair, but it definitely fits her look. He calls her the Duchess of Darkness, and it definitely is a perfect title for this moody character. Do you think her mood will ever improve, or will she forever rock dark clothing and entertain us with her sarcastic comments? Lana. And we can't forget about the 6-year-old Lana, who's probably the biggest tomboy. If you went through a tomboy phase in your childhood, we bet you can really identify with her character. Lana loves to do all the dirty work her sisters prefer not to do, and she especially loves playing in the mud. She's only 6, but we wonder if the teenage version of Lana would still prefer to be a tomboy rather than a girly girl. We'll have to wait to find out. In the meantime, here are some amazing illustrations of what Lana would look like in her teenage years. Seabart definitely thinks Lana might look slightly less tomboyish when she's 16. Check her out! She actually reminds us of Wendy from Gravity Falls on this picture. However, Nautical Pudding reimagined what Lana would look like at 14, and she's definitely still rocking her usual look. You can even see mud spots on her shirt. Like Leni on DeviantArt illustrated her as a slightly different but still cute version. We love her pigtails. Cruella DeVille 184 showed us what both Lana and Lola would look like at 16, and we love that both girls look significantly taller. Of course, Lana's still rocking her red snapback. It's hard enough to choose a favorite Loud sibling, but it's even harder to choose which of these amazing illustrations we prefer. What do you think Lana would look like as a teenager?
You can't deny it. The Loud House is one of the most popular Nickelodeon cartoons of 2016 and 2017. The cartoon explores the chaotic lives of the Loud family. Ever wondered what those kids will look like when they grow up? Just wait until you see Lori. Today, we're checking out 10 Loud House characters all grown up. Lisa Loud. You might have noticed we didn't introduce the 15-month-old Lily Loud, and that's because we want to see her grow up on the actual show. So let's start with Lisa, the second youngest of the bunch. We all know that Lisa Loud is an exceptionally intelligent 4-year-old. Remember the time she made a portal that connected the world of Fairly Odd Parents to the world of the Loud House? Now, some fans are petitioning for a similar crossover with Spongebob Squarepants, and we bet Lisa can make it all happen. Lisa is a kindergarten student, but she's so advanced for her age, she can also teach at a university. She is known for her typical "don't mess with my things" face, which we've also seen on Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Check out what the 4-year-old Lisa would look like as an 11-year-old. It's 7 years later, and Lisa still has her famous look, but she seems a lot taller. Her short hair is now long and put in a ponytail. We bet she's just too busy inventing new things to get her haircut. This awesome illustration belongs to a talented DeviantArt user, Seabart, who is a devoted Loud House fan. Wonder what the rest of the Loud family looks like all grown up? Let's check them out. Lola Loud. Next in line is the third youngest of the family. Lola Loud is a typical pageant queen you'll find on shows such as Toddlers and Tiaras. This 6-year-old loves to look at herself in the mirror, and as you might have guessed, her favorite color is pink. As a typical pageant princess, Lola is often seen wearing a pink dress, a necklace, and a tiara. She has long blonde hair, and she's missing her 2 front teeth. After all, she's only 6 years old. Here's an amazing illustration of what Lola would look like at 18. Well, she basically looks the same, but like a real princess, she let her blonde hair grow very long. She's also no longer missing her 2 front teeth, but she's still wearing lots of pink. Did you know that Lola was actually the name of the creator's wiener dog? Speaking of Lola, don't you think she looks just like Elena Thompson from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo? We bet Lola could run her own pageant reality show. Lana Loud. We can't talk about Lola without mentioning her totally opposite twin sister Lana. It's hard to believe these two are twins. Did you know that Lana was actually one of Chris Zavino's 5 sisters? While Lola prefers to dress up like a princess, Lana is much more of a tomboy. She loves to get her hands dirty and enjoys playing around in the mud. She's also amazing at plumbing and loves to pretty much fix anything that's broken. But wait until you see what Lana Loud would look like at the age of 14. She'd be 8 years older and obviously much taller, but it's clear that she still has her tomboyish looks. This illustration was created by the talented DeviantArt user Nautical Pudding, and we love it just as much as we love their username. From her muddy shirt, it's clear that a 14-year-old Lana still enjoys playing in the mud. We can imagine she has a similar sporty personality to her athletic 14-year-old sister Lynn. We'll show you what she looks like as an adult in just a little bit. Lucy Loud. Lucy Loud is the 5th youngest of the family, but probably the biggest pessimist. She represents the goth phase most of us went through when we were teenagers. Dressed in black and white, Lucy also sports long bangs that fall way over her eyes. She's known to walk quietly, and she can easily scare her siblings as she appears out of nowhere. Lucy's definitely our spirit animal. We love the fact that she says sigh instead of actually sighing. Lucy's only 8 years old, so imagine what she'd look like at 18. This illustration belongs to the talented JBoy32X. The 18-year-old Lucy definitely upgraded her look and exchanged her long bangs for awesome side bangs. It looks like she also added a few piercings in her ear, and she's wearing awesome-looking high-heel boots. Despite her smirk, we bet she's still as sarcastic and uninterested in the rest of the world as she was when she was 8. Lincoln Loud. You know, sometimes we feel kind of bad for Lincoln. Having 10 sisters must be tough. And although he does have a best friend, it doesn't help that this best friend is also in love with one of his sisters. It seems like Lincoln can't catch a break. But it's not all as bad as it seems. Lincoln actually does wish for 10 brothers at some point, and then learns that his sisters are somewhat more overprotective and a lot less messy. We feel you, Lincoln. As the only boy in the family, the 11-year-old Lincoln loves anything related to sci-fi, and he loves playing video games. Check out Lincoln at the age of 30. Did you know that the Loud House characters were actually first created as rabbits? This explains Lincoln's white hair and his teeth, which are highlighted even more at the age of 30. This creative illustration belongs to JBoy32X from DeviantArt. Is that a mustache we see on the 30-year-old Lincoln? Or are those just rabbit whiskers? At this point, we really can't tell, but we do love that Lincoln is the only boy and the only character with white hair. Perhaps his hair grows white from all the stress his sisters bring into his life. Lynn Loud. Next in line on the Loud family tree is the 13-year-old Lynn Loud. Unlike the rest of her sisters, or anyone else in the family, Lynn is the sportiest. She's the 5th oldest, and she's named after her father. As you might know, Lynn likes to turn everything into a competition. Now, isn't that what most of your siblings do too? The 13-year-old Lynn is one of those siblings. She's super competitive, which easily gets on the rest of the family's nerves. Due to her competitiveness, it's also very easy to get her in a fight or a confrontation. Check out a 16-year-old version of Lynn. She's pretty much the same. She still looks sporty, but we do love her with her hair down like that. This design was done by a DeviantArt user called Seabart, who has a whole collection of amazing Loud House characters reimagined in different ways. This illustration also shows what Lynn would look like if she aged with the show as she was 13 when the show came out in 2016. At what age do you think she'll make it to the Olympics? Luan Loud. We've had some fun looking at Lisa, Lincoln, Lola, and other younger Loud siblings. Now, let's take a look at the 4 older sisters of the Loud family. Just like younger Loud children, they come with unique personalities, and they are all equally annoying to each other. Luan Loud is 14 years old, and to be completely honest, she might be one of our favorites. Her nickname should be the Queen of Bad Jokes and Cringy Puns, but we have to admit they still end up making us giggle, even though they really are completely pointless sometimes. She's also the prankster of the family, and definitely the one to look out for on the April Fool's Day. She's always dressed in yellow outfits and has her long brown hair put in a ponytail. Alright, but let's cut to the chase. This is what Luan would look like at 21. Notice how she still has her buck teeth and braces? In one of the episodes, it was revealed she had braces since she was little, and it looks like they're permanent. Perhaps it's just another way for the creator to show that these characters were originally supposed to be rabbits. 21-year-old Luan definitely looks all grown up. We wonder if she'd still be as entertaining 7 years later, or did her career goals ever change? To honor Luan, tell us your best joke in the comments. Luna Loud. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to choose a favorite from the Loud family? We can't do it. We do love all characters on this show, and some of them are even our spirit animals. But there's just something about Luna that makes her stand out from the rest. This 15-year-old has a passion for rock music, and she's often referencing rock songs in every episode. Luna is wild, but she also cares about her siblings. We love her carefree attitude and the fact that she sometimes speaks in a British accent. At 15, she's definitely one of the most mature Loud siblings. So let's check out what she looks like at 25. It looks like rock never left this girl's soul. Just like her sister Lucy, a grown-up version of Luna sports quite a few piercings in her ears. Her hair has awesome purple highlights, and her entire outfit just screams punk rock. We love her upgraded skull shirt. Overall, her facial features haven't really changed, but we do feel that she's an even bigger rock chick than before. While 5 of the Loud sisters were named after the creator's own siblings, Luna is pretty much original from her looks to her name, and she looks just as cool at 15 as she does at 25. Leni Loud. Next in line is the 16-year-old Leni Loud. Leni is the second oldest in the Loud family. But if there's anything this this show is teaching us is that age really doesn't matter. Leni is a typical teenager. She can be very naive and ditzy, but she's exceptionally kind and caring toward all her siblings. She's pretty easygoing, but she's probably one of the least intelligent characters out of the bunch. Don't worry, she makes it up with her caring attitude. Leni's suffering from arachnophobia, which is a fear of spiders. We totally feel you, Leni. We hate spiders too. So what do you think the ditzy Leni would look like as a grown-up? Check her out. This design belongs to a DeviantArt user, Nautical Pudding, and we love it. Her dress is still the same color, but got fashionably upgraded. And we love her brown boots. It's definitely the look she could pull off. And we can't wait for the day the Loud House has an episode where they show official older versions of their characters. We have to say, we do miss seeing Leni's white sunglasses on this illustration. They make her character totally stand out. Wait until you see how much our next character stands out in her grown-up version, Lori Loud. And last but not least, let's give a short tribute to the oldest in the Loud family. Perhaps Lori and Leni should switch their ages, because her younger sister is definitely more overprotective of other siblings. Instead of leading by example, the 17-year-old Lori chooses to make everyone else aware that she's the oldest, and they have to do as they're told. Throughout Loud House, Lori is seen constantly texting her boyfriend, Bobby. She's also a huge muse for Lincoln's best friend, Clyde McBride, who has a big crush on her. DeviantArt user Nautical Pudding is really good at reimagining the Loud House characters all grown up, but their version of Lori might shock you. She's the only character we've shown you today with this upgrade in her adult life. Check it out! A 35-year-old Lori is pregnant, considering her family is very large. Do you think she'd have more than just one baby? We wonder if it's a boy or a girl. Come on, the Loud House, you have to give us an official episode of all characters in their grown-up version.
We have seen 11 siblings growing up in a chaotic family in the Loud House on Nickelodeon. It must be really hard for the parents to deal with so many people in the house. But what will happen once they have their own kids? Make sure you watch this video until the end to know what Lori would look like as a mother. Today, we are showing you 10 Loud House characters reimagined as parents. Lisa. She might be the second youngest, but she is also the smartest girl of the family. It's incredible for someone to win a Nobel Prize, and she did it when she was only a toddler. And with so many experiments, equations, and formulas that she is working on all the time, she can only get better. This is why Lisa will probably be the best scientist in the world. She was in kindergarten when we first met her, but we bet that she skipped a couple of grades and got her doctorate degree at only 14 years old. That wouldn't be too surprising from her. Now that she discovered a cure for cancer and how to travel in time, Lisa is ready for a new challenge. She wants to become a mom, but don't think that this smart girl will ever have time to date boys and complicated things like that. We think that her little son would probably be another of her experiments as she tries to clone herself. And here she is with her son as Cruella de Vil 84 and J-Boy32X reimagined her. They look so similar to each other that the crazy experiment theory could totally make sense. No matter what, Lisa will always be here to answer his questions when he asks why the sky is blue or how to create a robot smarter than any human. But there is one thing that her son will teach her. The love of a mother is something that you can't explain. Lola. And here is our favorite little princess of the Loud family. Lola loves everything girly, including pink dresses and tiaras. She is really precious, and the problem is that she knows it. This is why she wouldn't mind seeing her 10 siblings working as her servants. A princess should have everything she ever asks for, right? It would be hard to imagine her changing diapers and cleaning the house. But after winning many beauty pageants as a kid, as a teenager, and as a young adult, it will be time for her to meet her Prince Charming and give birth to a new beauty queen. The Loud family can't lose its title after all, and this new kid will have to fight for it. But Lola will be surprised to find out that she isn't expecting a girl, but a young boy. Just look at how Cruella de Vil 84 and J-Boy32X reimagined them. It seems like being a boy doesn't stop this young man from wearing a crown and loving the color pink. And with this cute little face, we think that he'll be ready to win any beauty pageant. His mother Lola will be the best coach to teach him everything he needs to know about walking, posing, and smiling on a runway. And with this perfect look, this young man will meet his princess and see his fairy tale story come true in no time. Lana. The twin sisters don't have a lot of things in common. Unlike Lola, this young girl loves playing in the mud, getting her hands dirty, and fixing things. The more disgusting it is, the more interested she is. This is why this tomboy would probably grow up to be a plumber, and she'll have fun doing it. And we think that this is how she will meet the love of her life. Lana is the kind of girl who wouldn't mind kissing a frog and finding out that he is a Prince Charming. That's because even though she loves things that are ugly on the outside, this young girl is actually very pretty on the inside. And anyway, boys have been looking for a girl who is not afraid to play outside for a long time. This is why it won't take too much time for one of Lana's friends to become her partner in life. The two will also have a beautiful little baby together. Just look at how Cruella de Vil 84 and J-Boy 23X reimagined them. They look pretty clean now, but it won't take much time until they both jump in the mud together and get their hands dirty. Lana will be happy to have someone to play outside with, and her son will grow up knowing that some things are more important than looks. We have never seen a prettier little family. Lucy. With that dark look, not a lot of people would like to go near her, but once you get to know Lucy, you know that this young girl is actually really nice. She might be a little weird, but that's what makes people unique. And we have to admit that we all feel like her sometimes. Lucy doesn't seem to be really into boys, but don't forget that vampires are actually really romantic. This is why she will probably meet a young man who will hate love just as much as she does, and the two will be perfect together. They will even have a baby together. Just look at how J-Boy 23X reimagined her. Lucy still looks like she doesn't care about anything, but she will probably never admit that she cried a little bit when her baby was born. She took this opportunity to dress him just like her, so she'll feel like she is not the only one like that in the world anymore. If he's just like her, we bet that this little boy will be a very quiet baby. The game that they love the most is probably peekaboo, as Lucy can surprise him every time she appears out of nowhere. If you ever thought that Lucy's heart was cold, it will immediately be warmed up when she holds her baby in her arms. No one can keep themselves from smiling when they see this beautiful little face. Lincoln. This young boy cares so much about his sisters that it isn't hard to imagine him growing up to be an awesome father. It is difficult for him to live with 10 other sisters when he is the only boy, but we know that his family is what he loves the most in the world. No matter how much he tries to avoid them, we know that he will always be the hero of these 10 young women. We totally understand why Ronnie Ann loves him, or we should say loves being his friend, because that's all they are. We bet that they will keep using this as an inside joke, saying that they are not dating even when they'll be married. Their daughter will even join them by saying that she is not their daughter, she is just their friend. Just look at them as Sketchtoons reimagined them. Lincoln looks really proud to be a father, and Ronnie Ann is really happy to still be by his side. Just look at her cooking waffles for her kid as Nilak reimagined her. Being a mom totally suits her. Growing up with 10 sisters, we bet that Lincoln will love to have a big family, and this is why another artist reimagined him with another baby. However, he will realize that taking care of them takes a lot of time, and this is why he will deserve a good night of sleep. Lynn. Here comes the best member of the Loud family. At least that's what Lynn wants us to think, because she's the most competitive. This young girl loves to play sport and always wants to prove that she is better than her siblings, which can be a little annoying sometimes. But no matter what, we love her like that because we have to admit that she actually is the best. This is why it would be hard for a guy to ever seduce a girl like her. Lynn is so independent, strong, and proud that many guys would never dare to talk to her. But no matter what, we think that she'll find someone as good as her, and they will be able to compete against each other all the time. But the biggest challenge Lynn will ever have to face is probably being a mother. Just look at how Cruella de Vil 84 and J-Boy 23X reimagined them. Her son seems to have just as much energy as his mother used to have. But this time, Lynn will have to learn that she can't always be the best. It's hard for her to keep up as she is getting older, and this is why she now has a new mission. She is now a coach who will make sure that the sports team of her son will be the best. And this is how she'll learn that being better than others is not important as long as you do your best. Luan. When this young lady is here, we know that we'll be hearing another joke soon. Her siblings probably heard too many of them, and this is why they don't laugh anymore. But we think that Luan is always hilarious, and we are lucky that we don't live in the Loud House because we are not ready to be the victim of one of her pranks. Having a sense of humor is what most people are looking for when dating, so we bet that it won't take too much time for this girl to get the attention of a boy she likes. But first, he'll have to impress her by showing that he is the best audience and laughing at all of her jokes. But if he really loves her, we know that he'll never stop laughing. Luan's kid will be really lucky to live in this family. Just look at how Cruella de Vil 84 and SB99 Stuff reimagined them. We think that this young boy will never stop smiling with a mother like that, and he'll probably make her laugh even more with all the pranks that he will pull on his family. It's just going to be crazy in this house, and this is what will make them the best family. After all, those who laugh together stay together, and wouldn't it be great to see these two stand-up comedians on stage? We would certainly love to be watching them performing together one day. Luna. Here comes the loudest member of the family. No matter what time of day it is, you can always see Luna performing. With all these hours of practice, it is not surprising that she will one day be a big star. She already got the perfect look, and she is just getting better every day. When it comes to love, we already know who Luna has in mind. It's the beautiful Sam who is her love interest. They looked so cute together that we hope they'll never leave each other. Wouldn't it be great to see them get married and start their own family? They would adopt a young baby, and they'll be happier than ever together. Just look at how Sketchtoons reimagined Luna and her daughter. Whether it is during the winter or the summer, Luna wants to show her daughter that she'll always have a mother by her side. However, it means that the artist would have to take a break from her rock star's career to take care of her daughter. She doesn't want to be on tour all around the world while her baby is growing up and taking her first steps. But no matter what, it will probably be the best performance of her career. This little girl will have the chance to hear the best lullabies when going to bed, and when she grows up, she'll probably become her mother's best inspiration. Leni. Even if she is the second oldest member of the Loud family, we have to admit that Leni is a little naive and ditzy, but we can easily forget about it because she makes up for it by being kind and beautiful. Leni is the kind of sister that we would all like to have. She is so easygoing and happy-go-lucky that we love having her around. And this is why we think that it won't take too much time for her to find a boyfriend. We already saw that she had a crush on a boy, and we really hope that it works out between the two. Falling in love will probably make her even more naive, but we won't mind as long as this is what makes her happy. We hope that Leni loved living with a lot of siblings because she will have a big family too. Just look at how Nilok reimagined her. Leni is more beautiful than ever, even if she has 3 kids to deal with. Don't you think that those 3 kids look like Leni's younger sisters? It will be like the Loud House once again. With all these characters having even more kids, it will be crazy to see them together during Christmas time. And no matter what, Leni will be there to make everyone smile. Lori. And last but not least is the oldest sister, Lori. It's hard growing up with many siblings and having to take care of them because she is the oldest. She used to have all the attention from her parents, and then 10 more kids became part of her family to steal the spotlight. This is why Lori deserves the chance to be a little bossy sometimes. Being the big sister comes with a lot of responsibilities, and we understand why she would be taking advantage of it sometimes. But this is also what taught her how to take care of kids of every age, and this is why she will be a great mother. And she will have kids with her boyfriend, Bobby. Just look at how Nautical Pudding reimagined her. Surprisingly, she is the last Loud House sibling to have a kid because she is only pregnant now, and that's okay. Every woman needs to wait the time it takes for her to be ready to start a family. It might be her first child, but we think that Lori would like to have a big family. It would be too quiet in the house otherwise. Don't you think that it would make a good sequel for the Loud House? We would certainly be watching it. Who is your favorite character on the Loud House? Don't be shy to tell us who it is in the comments section down below. We love to know what you think. And that's it for 10 Loud House characters reimagined as parents. For more stories like this, make sure you watch 10 Loud House characters as bodybuilders. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.